Hello, my dear students. This is Nikhil from CareerMudhra, Bangalore. So, in this video, we are going to discuss what would be the CA score in JEE Mains for 2026, both for the cutoff percentile and for the 99 percentile. So, in this video, what I am going to tell you is what could be the actual percentile in 2026 based on the last 3 years trend. I can also tell you what could be the marks, but the marks would vary based on which paper you get, because as you know, in the difficult paper, if you score less marks, you get a better percentile. So it totally depends on which paper you get. So without further ado, let's dive into the video. Okay, so the competition over the past 3 years, we can see that on the screen. Okay, in 2025, as you can see in January, around 13,11,544 students had appeared, and in the April, there were around 61,000 students that had appeared. Okay, the unique students were around 14,75,103 students. Okay, in 2024, there were around 14,15,110 students that had appeared totally, both in January and in April attempt, the unique students. And in 2023, the amount of students that had appeared were around 11,13,032. So this year, as we already know, around 14,44,000 students have already registered on the official website of NTA. So we are at least expecting 25,000 students to appear this year. Okay, this is the bare minimum. It can even go as high as 17 lakhs. But my dear students, you need to understand one thing, that only 4 to 5% of the students will get selected. Okay, not more than that. So the seats are same, but the competition is higher this year. Now, why is this concerning? Because it's very much, initial that if there is more students, the higher is the cutoff. The paper will also be difficult. Okay, as I told you, in 2023, there were 11,13,000 students that had appeared, and the cutoff percentile was 90.778 percentile. Okay, in which only 2,51,000 students had got that percentile. In 2024, we can see the data telling us 14,15,110 students had appeared, in which the cutoff percentile was 93.236. Again, 2,50,000 students only qualified. Now in 2025, we can see around 14,75,000 students, a jump of 60,000 students. But the cutoff was little lesser than 2024. Reason behind that is because there were less amount in general category. There were more people from SC, ST and PWD. That's the reason why the cutoff has gone 93.102 percentile, and the amount of students that had qualified were again 2,50,000. So with this data, what we can understand is, let the competition be of 17 lakhs, let the competition be of 15 lakhs, but the amount of students that are going to qualify are 2,50,000, 2,51,000, in that range itself. So as you know that there are more students that will be appearing, so the paper difficulty will also increase, because NTA doesn't want to repeat what it had done previously in NEET in 2024, in which a lot of students had got the same amount of marks. There were around 17 students who had got 100 percentile, which was 720 on 720. So to not repeat that mistake, NTA will definitely increase the paper difficulty, that's for sure. Now, what should be the safe score? To understand that, we need to understand few things. Number of candidates are increasing, as we can see in the data. So the difficulty of the exam will also increase, and the overall performance of the student, if the difficulty increases, that also will have to increase. Now, for example, if a student gets an easy paper, it's easy for them to score more marks. If 1,000 students score the same marks, it is very difficult to determine what rank they will be getting. Hence, all these things are kept into picture. Now, what should be the safe score for 99 percentile? This is based on the previous year data, but this score can vary based on which paper you get. Okay, but I would always recommend you to keep a higher limit, because until or unless you do not go and write your paper and come out, you wouldn't be knowing whether you got the easy paper or the difficult paper. Now let's discuss about this. In 2023, if a student had got a difficult paper, in that if they would have just scored 155 marks, they could have got 99 percentile. And if it was an easy paper, if they would have scored 189 marks, they could have got 99 percentile. In 2024, we can see the figures being again 156 for the difficult paper and 235 for the easier paper. In 2025, the figure was of 148 for the easier one, sorry, for the difficult one, and for the easier one, it was 200. In 2024, it was an exception because in 2024, JEE Mains paper was pretty easy. So 235 wouldn't be the actual mark that could come this year also. So approximate target, if you're going to keep for 2026, it can be anywhere in the range of 175 to 225, depending on the difficulty of your paper. Now let's discuss this in terms of subjects. So in physics, if there was a student, if they had to score, in the hard paper they would have scored 70, they could have got a 99 percentile, and the easier paper would be 89%. Now, in the same thing goes with here in chemistry, 46 for the difficult one, 70 for the easy one. In math, again, we can see 33 as the easier one, sorry, difficult one, and 57 for the easier one. And in the year of 2024, we can see the data being 71 for the difficult and 87 for the easier one, and 58 in chemistry for the difficult one, and 85 for the easier one. In mathematics, we can see the same data over here also being 35 and 77 respectively. Now, what we can see from this data is, if you're going to see the easier part, which is of chemistry, okay, chemistry being 46, 58, then 62. So what have I kept the target marks that the student should get is 70 in front of the entire marks. And if the paper is difficult, then the student can keep the marks as high as 80. So you wouldn't be knowing as to which paper you're getting, easy or difficult. So always keep the higher mark as your target. For example, in physics, you should score anywhere in the range of 85. So for an example, if you're not able to score 85, if you have scored 70, any which ways you would be getting the 99 percentile. So this is what you have to keep in the mind. And same thing goes with maths. Maths, usually if a student scores less also, they get a good percentile. So in maths, if you keep a target of 60, probably you can get the 99 percentile. Now let's summarize what have I told in the previous part. Okay, to score 99 percentile, in physics you should have 60 to 85 marks. In chemistry you should have 70 to 80 marks. In mathematics you should have 45 to 60 marks. In total, you should be having a score of 175 to 225. So if you're falling under this score, you're definite that you will be getting 99 percentile. Okay, now let's see what is the safe score for qualifying in JEE 2026. Let it be the January or the April attempt. Okay, based on the previous years of 2023, 24, 25, I have made this. So the total score in 2023 was of 87 to 118. 87 being for the difficult paper and 118 being for the easy paper. In that, respectively, for different subjects, you should have scored 32 to 56. In chemistry, it would have been anywhere in the range of 24 to 43. And in mathematics, it would have been anywhere in the range of 15 to 29. The same thing goes with 2024. As I told you, 2024 was little difficult. So 2024 paper was little easy, on the easier end. So here the marks are slightly higher for an easier paper. Hence, if you got a difficult paper in 2024, you would have to score 90 marks, and for the easier paper, 115 marks. And in 2025, the pattern is kind of the same. If the difficult paper would have come to you, over there you could have just scored 85%, 85 marks, and you could have just gotten the passing percentile, and in the easier paper 118. Okay, so this year the approximate target would be anywhere in the range of 105 to 160. The reason why I have taken this range is in case if you are getting more than this or little less than this, it's just that you will be crossing the qualifying percentile. If not in this, in the advanced paper, you can crack for the IIT. Now let's talk about subject wise. Let's just break it down. In physics, we can see 32 is for the difficult paper and 56 being for the easy paper, 38 being for the difficult paper in 2024 and 68 being for the easy paper. Over here in 2025, 35 being the difficult paper and 64 being for the easier one. So the target for 2026 for physics should be anywhere in the range of 40 to 70. I have increased 5 to 10 marks. The reason is because this is just for the qualifying percentile. Now let's talk about chemistry. In chemistry, we can see around for the difficult paper it was 24 to 43 marks in the difficult one in 2023. In 2024, we can see the paper pattern going anywhere in the range of 38 to 69. Again, as I told you, 2024 paper was pretty easy. So again, we wouldn't be seeing that kind of pattern this year, but you never know. Okay, again in 2025, we can see the marks being anywhere in the range of 40 to 53, 40 being for the difficult one, 53 being for the easier one. So this year you can keep a target of at least scoring 45 marks if you have got a difficult paper and 60 marks if you have got an easy paper. Same thing goes with mathematics. In mathematics, we can see that the paper, when it was a difficult paper, the students had to just score 15 marks in order to get qualified. And in the easier paper, they just had to score 29 marks. Now moving on to the 2024 year. In 2024 year, the student had to just score 18 marks in order to qualify for a difficult paper in mathematics and 36 for the easier one. In 2025, again, we see the pattern going as low as 17 for the easier paper, sorry, for the difficult paper, and for the easier paper, it was 27. So the realistic cutoff for this particular 2026 year could be anywhere in the range of 20 to 30 marks. So now let's just summarize this again. In physics, you need to score anywhere between 40 to 70. In chemistry, you need to score anywhere in the range between 45 to 60. If your paper is easier, then obviously 60. And again, in physics, it's 70. In maths, if your paper is easy, then 30 marks. If it is difficult, you should have a target of 20 at the minimum. So what would be the cutoff marks? It would be anywhere in the range of 105 to 160. So thank you for watching this video, my students. If you find this video insightful, kindly do give us a like. And if you have any queries, please put them down in the comments and we will reach back to you as soon as possible.